Why are my eyes bulging? And what is this weird lump on my neck? Golly gee, maybe I should see a doctor.
Betty is a 30-year-old, she went to see her doctor, who calculated her thyroid gland and diagnosed her with Graves' disease.
But doctor, how do you know the difference between hyperthyroidism and Graves' disease?
Well, Graves is a form of hyperthyroidism which is caused by a malfunction in your immune system.
It's an autoimmune disease where the lymphocytes cause abnormal stimulation of the thyroid gland.
T cells become sensitized to our self-antigens, stimulating our B cells to produce our antibodies.
These antibodies then mimic our thyroid-stimulating hormone, causing over-secretion of T3 and T4.
When they move through our body by attaching to our proteins, this throws off our homeostatus and increases metabolic rate. Doctor, what does homeostatus have to do with Graves' disease?
T3 and T4 are cytokines, which are proteins used for cell-to-cell communication. They bind onto the nuclear receptors in the cell membrane and increase basal metabolic rate. As soon as there are too many, the balance of our ECF is thrown off and our body is no longer doing what it is supposed to.
What's the body supposed to do?
Normally, a negative feedback loop would recognize the increased T3 and T4. This would cause the hypothalamus to stop producing TRH, which would then inhibit TSH production from the pituitary. The lack of TSH then causes the thyroid to decrease T3 and T4 release, but in Graves' disease, the B cells mimic TSH, stimulating the release of T3 and T4.
So this imbalance is increasing the metabolic rate. What does that do?
This causes the symptoms of
Weight loss with increased appetite, with some diarrhea, heat intolerance, loss of hair, and menstrual irregularity.
Well, doctor, it's all starting to make sense now. But what about my neck?
Well, Betty's lump, it was a goiter forming on her neck, because the overstimulation caused it to swell.
So what about my eyes?
Graves' disease is thought to result from a cytokine-mediated activation of the fibroblasts in orbital tissue behind the eyeball, involvement of the optic nerve with some visual loss, and corneal ulceration because the lids do not close over the protruding eyeball.
Severe eye problems will occur like eyelids are closing over. Treatment of hyperthyroidism will help make this better.
Graves' disease is treatable, but it cannot be cured. It occurs between ages 20 to 40 and 5 times more likely in women. 6 months later, although she still had Graves' disease, Betty could live her life symptom-free.